Hi there. So in this, we will learn about React.js and we will do the same thing which we have done earlier with the functional component with class component. So it'll build a JavaScript class inside our component object, component file, and then use the same component and convert that function into class. To do that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to share my Visual Studio Code and go to the same hello.js which we created. And this is a functional component which reads the property name from this app, right? So you can see that I'm passing fname property as props, and then I'm displaying it over here. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to replace this with a class component, and I'm going to use the same extension which I'm using. That's a code snippet for RF RCC. That's a class component. So it basically creates a class object and export it, extend the component class from the React library. So you can see that it's just getting the component class, and this class is just like the same class. So I can have my h1 tag, and I say hello from class. Okay. And if I just run this app as with my previously uh, written thing, so it just works exactly the same thing. One thing which is missing over here is that I need to pass the prop, right? So earlier I was doing it through the functions parameter, but this time I need a constructor, right? So I use our const, that's a constructor declaration for the class in React. So it takes the prop. I get the props initialized with a super, which is component, and then inside the state, I decide any name, right? So it's a my name. Anything you can declare as a property. It's an object, right? So it's just a property of that object. And from the props, you get the fname. That's the field name I'm using, and then set it in the my name. Now this my name is part of a state object, which I can now use inside my JSX. So to use that inside my JSX, I need to use this dot state dot my name. If you do that, and then if you go back into the page, you will find that my name will be displayed, right? So let's see what happens. So it failed, hello.js unexpected token. So let me see what is wrong over here. Um, that's fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just close this and then start again. So let this load here. So the good things about the npm start is that it takes care of the loading part of it. So let it load in front of us, and then it should show us all the values. So you have this name coming up from class with a prop. So what I did basically, I have my prop as fname here. Now instead of functional component, I have a class component JavaScript class, which extends from the React component class. And then I need to initialize the constructor with the props and initialize the constructor of my base class, that is component. And then I use this state object and define an object with a property called my name and pass on the prop that fname. And you can see that fname is now getting displayed from this dot state dot my name, because now it is being assigned over here. Now I can statically display whatever I pass from any of the properties over here. So maybe I want to split it with fname and lname. I can do that. So I can say fname and I say lname. That's the last name. And that last name I pass on this one. And what you see over here is that I say my name. I put my lname props dot lname Okay, and then what I can do is that you can just pass on this dot state dot lname, my lname. Okay, and that will show me both first name and last name. If I want to just put some colon just to indicate that it's coming from the different property, so I can actually display this in my React class. So you can basically send multiple property like this. So you bet need to set them as a state object, and it will be maintained within the context of this class. So you can see that React can also have a good state management. So if you want to change something, we'll learn how to change that programmatically and then apply those changes into the input elements. So we'll learn about that in our upcoming demo. So till then, thank you very much for watching and hope you have enjoyed this.